Pythagoras' theorem. Okay, it works really, really simply. Okay, first of all, you need to understand that this is called the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse you can regard as diagonal. Okay, what Pythagoras said was if I draw a square on this hypotenuse here, and I draw a square here, and I draw a square here, then these three squares have an area. Okay, now traditionally we call that A, we call that B, we call that C. Okay, but you don't have to, but that's what traditionally we do. And so we say that the area of this square plus the area of this square equals the area of that square. And that's what Pythagoras says. Okay, so when you're looking at it, okay, when you're trying to work these things out, what you need to know is the two smaller squares add up to the bigger one. Okay, and that's what you need to know. It's quite straightforward. It works really, really well. It works always for right angled triangles. It's one of those rules that if you want to prove that a triangle's right angle, you would do this. Okay, so if I tell you that that is 5, okay, and I tell you that that is 12, and that doesn't look it, but let's pretend it was, okay, then what I could do is I could draw a square on there and call that 25, because 5 squared is 25, that's its area. Okay, this one's 12, so if I did this one, that would be 144, and Pythagoras says that this one plus that one makes this one. So 25 plus 144 is 169. Now if the area of a square is 169, how long is the side? And for that, that's what the square root symbol's for, because that actually is what it is. It's the root of the square. So you type in root 169, and it would tell you 13. And that's how you do it. Now, obviously, if the two small ones add together to make the big one, then the big one take away one of the small ones makes the other small one. And that is Pythagoras' theorem. That's it. Okay? Now, the reason you've seen it called a squared plus b squared equals c squared before is because if that's a, then the area of this must be a squared. And if that's b, then the area of this one must be b squared, because that's how you find the area of a square. Okay, and this one must be c squared, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I personally don't do that. I think it's a heck of a lot easier, because I'm a practical sort of chap, to say, well, that's 25, that's 144, that's 169. Okay, so the questions we've been doing today, all of them have a situation where I've given you this long one. So we started off with 12, and we said that was 10, and we want to know how long that was. And so this one, that's 144. This one, that's 100. So 144 take 100 is 44. So the square root of 44 is 6 and a bit. You can use a calculator to work out the bit. I don't actually care. Okay? And that's how quickly you can do these. Okay? I'm not doing it in my head. I have written down what I'm doing. Okay? I've just done it very fast because, well, it's what I do for a living. And that's how you do Pythagoras.